Mindset, a daily dose of practical wit and wisdom with a professional educator and trainer, Amazon best-selling author, United States Marine, television and radio host, Paul G. Markel. Each episode will focus on positive and productive ways to strengthen your mindset and help you improve your relationships, career goals, and overall well-being. Please welcome your host, Paul G. Markel.
Hello, and welcome back to Morning Mindset Podcast. Once again, I am your host, Paul Markel, and if this is your first time, welcome. And if you've been with us for a long time, well, thank you very much for being with us, and I truly appreciate it. And matter of fact, all of the staff here at Morning Mindset Podcast appreciates you being out there, you sharing this with other people so that they can enjoy it as well. What are we going to talk about today? That is an excellent question. And you might have read the title. I know most of you probably just start these. It says there's a new one and you just hit play and start listening. You don't read the description beforehand. But GIGO. I am old enough to remember when computer science classes involved programming and language. If then, go to, so on and so forth, like basic programmer language. Most of you today, like web developers and web app makers and stuff, you're like really old school programming, like telling it what to do? Yeah. And I learned a long time ago that there was a computer programmer phrase or an acronym, GIGO. I don't know if that's an acronym or not, GIGO. But GIGO stood for and stands for garbage in, garbage out. And from a computer programming standpoint, what that basically meant is you cannot put garbage code or junk code into the computer, into the programming. You can't put in, well, a half-ass effort or a poor effort, or you can't put in junk and expect something else to come out on the other side. If you put garbage code or junk code into your program, it's going to come back to you as garbage. The computer's not going to think, oh, well, I know what this guy was talking about, or I'll fix it and make it better, and then it'll be better on the other side. No, it's not the way it works. And I've used this over the period of my life. I've used it for different situations. For instance, I was in the United States Marine Corps, and I was very proud to be a United States Marine, and I still am. But I would encounter people in the world, citizens, who would tell me things like, well, I knew this guy, and he was a Marine, and he was an a-hole. He was a bad person. I'm being very PG here. He was an a-hole, and so on and so forth. And I would say, well, okay, he was probably an a-hole before he went into the Marine Corps. And he just came out the other side as an a-hole. You know, I don't know what to tell you. But when it comes to your own life, when it comes to your way of thinking, you need to understand the principle of GIGO, or garbage in, garbage out, when it comes to training, when it comes to education, when it comes to raising your children. What is going in? Like, what is going into their brains? What is going into your brain? What information are you taking in on a daily basis? And then what's coming out the other side? You see, ladies and gentlemen, you cannot fill your brain with socialist media garbage, with vapid filth from Hollywood. If all you fill your brain with is liberal Hollywood propaganda bullcrap, or if you fill your brain with essentially tabloid journalism, if you spend all of your day on socialist media, whatever it happens to be, and your brain is filled with meaningless garbage. If you're taking in meaningless garbage day after day after day, hour after hour after hour, how is it that you expect something else to come out the other side. Yeah, exactly. And we've known this, parents and adults and rational and reasonable human beings have known this for decades, for centuries. We've known this. That is why school children were made to read the classics, whatever the classics happen to be, To Kill a Mockingbird, Romeo and Juliet, so on and so forth. Why they have to read the classics, why they have to do book reports on the classics and so forth. Why you actually go to a class called English. Why do you learn English in school? You're like, that doesn't make any sense. Why do I have to do English 9 and English 10, English 101, English 201? Why do I have to do that? I mean, I already knew how to talk when I got to school. Yeah, but you need to understand why. Why are phrases the way they are? Why are sentences structured the way they are? How do we use the language properly? And you say, okay, Paul, what's your point? Well, have you ever encountered a person who doesn't seem to have a firm grasp of the language, or who seems to have an inability to use the language properly? Do you ever wonder why that is? Is it because they spend all their time inputting garbage into their brains and not enough time inputting the good stuff? Because if that's all you input every day, well, your body, physically, your body is the same way. You cannot survive very long on a diet of Doritos and Ho-Hos and Twinkies and, Mountain Dew. Now, you can do it when you're young because, when you're young, your body takes care of you. You've got that metabolism. But you're not going to have a very fit, healthy body for very long if you put garbage into your body. You cannot expect to, ingest garbage all day long and then on the other side come out physically fit. You wonder why you're sick. You wonder why you're tired all the time. You wonder why you're 50 pounds overweight. Well, it's because you're ingesting garbage. You can't ingest garbage and have treasure come out the other side. You can't ingest garbage into your brain and expect treasure to come out of your mouth. It doesn't work that way. So GIGO. What are you putting in and what are you getting out? Are you taking the time to put valuable information and education into your brain housing group? Or are you filling your brain housing group with vapid tabloid journalism, rumors, and garbage? Yeah, there you go. And GIGO is a good way to explain that to other people, to your children, to coworkers, friends, whatever. So there you have it. Old computer programmer Lingity going all the way back to the 80s. Yes, before we even had an internet. I was alive before the internet. I was alive before people had computers in their houses. Whoa, crazy talk. Crazy talk. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am your host, Paul Markel. Thank you for joining me, and I'll talk to you again real soon.
Thank you for spending time with us today. To get show notes, submit a topic request, and for more from your host, Paul G. Markel, visit morningmindsetpodcast.com. That's morningmindsetpodcast.com. Please leave a review for this podcast on your favorite podcast player. We appreciate your time and effort, and we look forward to reading your honest feedback.